expect?
I would support it by the evidence of so many religions.
Okay,
if there is not many religions in the world, or if there's one religion, then I would have a strong chance of believing it. But because there's so many religions and so many different gods, I guess probably more than 5,000 gods.
Let's take this a bit rationally, right? If there are more than one God, we can take two to begin with and see what we expect. The concept of God that we have is...
We are first assuming some gods or a God exists. Then we are coming.
It's not
into this
assuming.
discussion.
This is the conclusion that we arrive at.
We haven't arrived at a conclusion that whether a God exists or not.
So, do you believe?
But we can look into it first.
Okay.
You can establish that first, and then we can
Fair
come
enough.
back to
Fair enough,
that.
right? So, to understand the concept of more than one gods and how rational it is,
Rational would be a thing that is.
it needs to make sense to you.
Your or my rationality.
It needs to make
and
sense
not,
to both of us.
Not in a rationality of a higher being, right?
It needs to make sense to us, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
It needs to make sense to us. Okay. The concept of God or the creator is such that God is the creator of all this cosmos.
I have a question over here in the beginning. If there's a God or multiple gods exist, does they have to make sense to us rationally?
Everything needs to make sense to us in some degree or another.
According to our rationality, does a God needs to make sense?
Anything in our life, to some degree or another, it has to make sense to us. Otherwise, you might be saying, look, am I awake or not?
It's not.
Are you awake?
No, this is not. I'm not going on that side. I'm just asking a simple question. Like, you're trying to establish about one God or multiple gods.
Yes.
But before we do that, you put a condition that it has to come into our rationality, right?
No, it needs to make sense.
It needs to make sense. It has to be rational, which means according to our rationality, right? So is it a condition? Is it a condition that a God has to satisfy?
It's not God satisfying. It's in our discussion.
But then,
If we are discussing about an external entity outside of ourselves, you and me, right? Whether this is true.
so if let's say that entity, whichever we are trying to explain, if he's in another dimension or he has different powers or ways of working that we don't know, you and I don't know, it might seem unrational to us, right?
But there are
It
some
might be
elements.
the way the God works, right?
But there are some elements that you will have to conclude based on the reality that you see. Yeah.
That is fine, but we cannot then put this condition that God has to satisfy rationality.
No,
God has.
no, not God satisfying rationality. We are using our brains to conclude.
So, let's
And
agree on that.
our speculations
why
from
don't
this
Why don't we go
thinking,
So,
our speculations of what we think God should be or God is going to be will be confirmed by revelation or guidance or messages directly from this God.
the revelation is going to come much later.
Yeah, I say confirmation comes afterwards.
So let's. Do you think is it reasonable to agree that the only way to decide between good and bad, or right religion and wrong religion, or if there's a religion or not, is our rationality and our five senses? Or do we have another thing apart from that?
Let's understand something.
As a
How
human-
many senses
I'm
do we have?
asking this.
Okay, for us to understand something, conclude something, what are the tools that we have?
I have sense of touch, sense of hearing, seeing,
Yeah,
smelling.
the five senses.
Smelling, five senses.
Anything else?
And a brain to make sense of those.
Sure.
Interpret those signals.
That's all I'm asking. In this discussion, use those to arrive at a sound
Not in just
conclusion.
this discussion. Let's in all aspects of
Of
our
course,
life.
of course.
Because
But
these
in
are
this
the only
discussion-
tools we have, right?
Exactly.
So if I 100% agree that these are only tools we have nothing else. So if these tools lead us on a path that is not right, technically that wouldn't be our fault because these are the only tools we have, right? Okay, let's go on.
Sure. So, talking about the concept of multiple creators, if we are believing in a concept or we're thinking there is a concept of...
We're jumping.
Let's not jump then.
We're jumping
Do you
the
accept that you exist?
point. Accept what I mean?
Sure. You are something and I'm something?
We are human beings.
Right.
We are, exactly, and he's a human
Right.
being. All of us are human beings.
Could there be a time in the past where there was absolute nothingness?
It could be. It could be.
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay, let me explain to you what I mean by absolute nothingness. Absolute nothingness is the absence of everything. So there is no something, there are no senses, there is nothing within this nothingness. No energy,
But this is
no consciousness.
this is nothing you are defining, right?
I'm explaining to you.
This is nothing you are defining.
Yeah.
It could be your opinion.
Do you agree with that?
It could be a scientist's opinion.
Sure. Do you agree with my definitions?
What I'm saying, because you see, if you make a claim, I don't have to agree with it straight away. I have to look into it. I have
Look
to
into
see
it?
how the
So
things
now I'm
are.
asking you, the nothingness that I'm describing,
But the point I'm trying to explain over here is you must also take it just as an opinion and not a conclusive proof or something. It could be a different nothing. It could be a nothing.
the
a
nothing
part
that
of
I'm
reality.
postulating to you in this discussion is this. It is the absence of everything.
So if this nothing does not exist, but another nothing exists where there is, let's say maybe
No. It's not another nothing. Define what is another nothing.
it could be a thousand many nothings. We
Such
don't
as,
know.
define
Okay,
each
let's
of
say-
your nothings.
Let's say there's a nothing where there's space,
That's not nothing.
no time.
That's not nothing. That's something.
It could be something. It could be nothing.
That's not nothing.
You see,
No. Straight away I will disagree with you. That's something. It's not nothing.
there is no such thing as absolute nothing.
So the concept you understand, right?
To the concept that I understand,
Good. So that's what I'm saying. There's an absolute nothingness which cannot really exist. Is the absence of something and everything.
not everything. How would you say everything?
That nothing which doesn't exist is the absence of everything. It doesn't have anything at all.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So that nothing you understood.
But it has still something in it.
No.
That nothing
What-
still
what?
has something in
What-
it.
what does it
has
have?
quantum reality.
No, that's something. That's not nothing.
But this is how it does.
No, I'm telling you about a concept which I am asking you to consider. Not what you're trying to put forward an argument to then you know.
Let's go about it. You see, there's one nothing that you presented. That's one nothing. That I
But your
presented.
nothing, I disagree. It's something.
That is
So
fine.
deal with my nothing.
That is fine. You have the right to disagree. But what I'm trying to say over here is,
Are you going to deal with my nothing?
yeah, okay, whatever that nothing that you say.
Yes. Did you understand what my concept of
You say
nothingness
there's
is?
absolute nothing over
Good.
there, not even space, not even time,
Right.
not even quantum particles.
Sure.
Okay.
So-
let's say if there's a nothing like
Right.
yours exists.
From this nothing, can you get something?
If that nothing exists, maybe not. I don't know. This is the whole point. I don't know.
If that nothing has nothing in it, has no energy, no power, no quantum fluctuations, no hadrons, no gluons, no leptons. We're talking about absence of everything. It cannot produce anything.
Okay. You see, what you're saying now is based on your rationality, on the observations that you have seen, right? Or are you coming from a different universe?
Are you now trying to?
Are you coming from a different
No,
universe?
hang on. Are you not trying to engage with the discussion?
I am trying to
Right.
engage with the
So this,
discussion.
look, the nothing that I've tried to make you conceptualize is a nothing by definition cannot make something.
Okay, the nothing that you're trying to define,
I'm not trying. I've already defined it.
but the nothing that you have defined, we don't know nothing about that nothing, right?
I just gave you what this nothing in my example is.
It could be or it could not be.
It's not about could be. I'm saying if we have a concept like this, clearly something like you and me cannot originate from that nothingness.
How would you know? This is the point.
How would I know? I just told you. Because that nothing, as I've defined,
You are
cannot
putting-
produce anything.
How would you know? That's the whole point. Until you have some equation, some proof of it. That look, this nothing.
I've given
can
you
be
the
not.
proof.
How is it?
Okay. What do the rocks dream of? Do they dream of something?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't
But
think
I don't
so?
know for sure.
So you know for,
That's the whole
okay.
point.
Do you know for sure anything?
I know for sure that I exist.
Are you sure about that?
I know for sure this whole world
Are you
exists
sure about that? How are you sure?
through my senses.
Senses. But you could be a brain in a jar, having this.
Could be. Could be.
So you're not sure then? When you say could be, then you're not sure. So are you sure about anything?
Yes, this is my existence.
No. You could be a brain in a jar, or alternatively, a computer simulation. You think you're actually speaking to me in Speaker's Corner.
Well, that's the whole point. That the only.
How can you be sure?
Okay, I'm telling you now. That only way I can be sure is through what I experience, right? Through my senses. Through
So
my
you didn't
brain.
understand my argument.
I understood. Now let me proceed with it. Now, when through these senses, when I'm trying to make the sense of the whole world, I'm presented with our religion and another religion and another religion, right? Which have their own concept of nothingness, right? You have a concept of nothingness according to your religion where there was nothing. Maybe a Hindu has a concept of nothingness where there is Krishna and he came into being and he created everything, and there's another concept and then there's another concept. So there is not just one nothing. There could be many nothings where many gods could come in and create the universe, right? What my concern is, based on my senses, on rationality, what concept of this universe that I can make, which is good for me and for the whole universe, for the people living around me, for the universe. Not something that is just a philosophical child of somebody's mind and not good for anything in the whole world. You understand? If we go by what you are trying to do, we have seen this happen in Middle East, in Islamic world, these philosophical discussions going on throughout the history, not producing any fruitful results. But when we turn to science over here, you understand?
Okay.
Through this concept that, okay, let's only go by what rationale tells us.
Okay, I understand your
and
point.
Try to make concept. If we go through this process, we can have evidence that could be tested in India or in Afghanistan.
Just clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Are you dreaming now or awake? How do you know?
So as I said, through my senses.
Okay, I'll tell you. Have you ever had a dream? In your dream, did you really think that you are there having that experience through your senses? Were you really having the experience that you were in a beach in Hawaii or whatever, but you weren't there physically, were you?
Exactly.
So you did not physically experience any of these things. But in your dream, you were what? Deceived.
Okay.
Hang on.
That's
The
all
question. No, the question is about reality. Now you said you are sure about the reality. In your dream, you felt real, but it wasn't real.
Okay. Now,
So how are you sure that you're not dreaming right now?
okay, this is my whole point, sir. This is what I'm trying to explain to you over here. Whatever happened in the dream is not going to help me anyway.
No, that's not the point. The point is about how do we establish the reality? Because you said, our experiences. So when I gave you an example of nothingness, for some reason, I know you're an intelligent man, you realize that nothingness cannot make something like you. So you are not willing to engage with that nothingness. And instead you're putting forward. You are
trying to ask me a question about something that you've just explained to me, that I don't know whether it exists the way you are trying to explain to me. And then
you a question.
And then you're trying to put like properties to that universe or that nothingness, which we have no proof of, which you just thought of.
When you say proof, do you have proof of anything?
Evidence.
No. Evidence of anything. No. I challenge you to bring forward proof of anything for anything in this reality. Okay, now hang on. This chain, what's it made of?
Silver.
What's your proof that it's silver?
It's silver because through atoms.
No, what's the proof it's silver? Have you seen silver atoms?
I've read about it,
You've read about it, that's
and
not
I have
proof.
the properties.
Wait,
I know the properties of silver. Silver is a metal.
Wait, you do not, have you seen the atoms of silver?
I don't have to see it.
So that particular chain...
You can call it gold.
No.
You can call gold silver. It does not matter. The name does not matter.
I want to show to you the level of evidence that you operate with.
Okay.
That particular piece of chain made of silver, you have not put under a chemical test to determine it's silver, have you? You've taken testimonies of other people.
Seller's word for it.
Testimonies of other people. And that counted as an evidence to you. It wasn't your experience. Do you see where we're going now? It wasn't your experience that determined the conclusion of your accepting something. Simply testimony of others led you to accept, that's fine. If I told you, I accept the testimony of people, trustworthy people, all the way going back to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he received revelation from God, that we are created for a purpose and the Quran is a revelation, you would have no quarrel with me using the same standard that you're using of testimony. I don't have to experience directly seeing God. Do you agree or disagree?
Let me see. Now this chain, the person I've bought it from, he said silver. Yeah.
Testimony.
His testimony. What I did, I came back, I tested it.
Tested it with what?
I wore it on. I wore it on.